Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Top You. Today, I have the pleasure of talking with Anna Dannfeld, awareness coach. I am Claudia Cimenti, professional coach and founder of Top Coach Luxembourg. Today, we are going to talk about insecurity and fear. Hi, Anna. You actually proposed this topic to me. What brought this on? What prompted you to maybe explore this further today?
Hi, Claudia. Really nice to be here with you again. I've been working with my speaking thing, and it's supposed to make a magnetic message. And I've been talking about all kinds of things, but where I really burn for are to help women to surpass the childhood abuse. But there's so much fear within me connected to that, because I had so much childhood abuse, and to go into that and speak of that and open that whole can of worms, that I didn't know how to do it. And it freaked me out. Not that I'm ashamed of it, and not that it's a secret or I cannot speak about it, but it's such a touchy subject. And as we spoke about before, that when you have something so bad, you become sort of the poster girl for this abuse of children. I don't want to be the poster girl for abuse of children, and I couldn't find my way around it. And I had a wow moment. It's called something, whatever, and I suddenly knew what it was about and how to speak of it and how to be comfortable in it. And I realized that I carried all this fear. I had so much fear that my back actually gave out. And I could feel my whole body was saying to me, you need to do this, you need to do this. Don't be afraid. I'm like, oh, I'm so afraid. And then my back gave out. And suddenly I just let it all go. And I thought, okay, I just allow this to come. And it all came to me how I can work with this. But then, of course, fear and insecurity became such a big topic for me, and it came on the table because I did not realize that I carried that. And I thought, this is probably the same for very many people.
Yeah, I think that there's probably, knowing a little bit of your situation right now, there's not only the potential vulnerability that comes with the actual topic, but there's also how do you position yourself in terms of your new online business. There's also the whole aspect of this new and uncertain way of communicating online. So there's very many different things, and each one of them, I think, can add to this fear of the unknown, of this, how do I deal with this uncertainty? Not only about how my message is going to be perceived from the outside, but also how I and my business positioning is going to be perceived, right?
Yes.
So there's a lot of things that might be feeding into that. However, I think you brought up a very good point, and that is I carried it with me. I carried it with me. And yeah, I think that very often it's not just a purely cognitive thing that we're carrying with me, but we carry tension in our body. We carry, really this bodily sensation and manifestation of it. Do you think that this was only now in this acute moment that your back gave out, or do you think you might have carried this with you for the longer term?
It was the acute moment. It was the indecision. And my body, she always slaps me when I'm in, because I'm not an indecisive person. When I make a decision, I act on it, but like pronto. Like I told you, I sold my house and bought another house in 2 weeks. From having the idea, in 2 weeks, it was all done. So I'm not an indecisive person, but I think also it's all of this, the whole world is watching, since a lot of this abuse is within family, what about my children and all the others? And then I went to that place, and the whole world is watching, because it's video. if I'm on a stage or if I'm talking to a person, if we would be sitting in a room and talking to each other, that's private, that's between us. But the moment you go on camera, you really opened it up and said to the whole world, ta-da, here I am with all my painful, whatever, insecurities in truth and what it may be, you know? And I think that was a part of it also.
It is big. It is a big step. I mean, I just started this YouTube channel, so for me to just go and you know, talk and, you know, without much preparation for these discussions, right? It's not like it's this tightly scripted message that you try to bring across and maybe read off your script and things like that. No, this is all off the cuff. And, you know, your personality and your message and your beliefs are going to show through, for better and for worse, because, you know, frankly, there's this 2-6-2 rule, right? Out of 10 people, 2 are going to be kind of friendly towards you, 6 are not going to care, and then 2 are probably going to be critical or even negative towards you. And so you open yourself up to that. And I think we just have to understand that if critique comes our way, it is just that person's opinion of this one thing in this context, right? I mean, it doesn't make you any better of a person or less of a person to get praise or critique. It just, you just are who you are. Right.
True.
So yeah, I mean, putting yourself out on video is certainly a big thing, and something that brings, you know, the inevitable discomfort of change. You might want to check out the video I just posted a couple days ago about being comfortable, or better, becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? And it's exactly that thing. Like, you know, it's a big step, and you feel this fear and you feel this uncertainty, and you do it nevertheless, right? So what allowed you to make your decision in the end, in the face of all this uncertainty and this potential fear? What was it that made you make the decision? What was it?
Passion. Definitely passion. This sense of I've been there and through and here and, you know, and I hear of so many women, especially, it's a thing, women, right? And I hear of so many women that goes, and I know exactly what they're feeling. I know exactly every step of the way that they are taking or have to take, or what is happening inside them, and how it's impacting your life in very visible but unknown ways, shall we say. And this passion, I really want to change this, because and right now, maybe also because there's so much information coming about being women abused, raped here and there, one thing and the other, I feel like I can't do so much about that except get angry, but I can do something about whatever comes after. I walk people through that process. So the passion, where I felt that, no, I cannot be quiet. I really have something. I can make a change. And to be silent is to, in a way, agree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, being able to talk about it,
yeah.
and you know, to find people with whom you can become safe enough that you can have that vulnerability, that then also allows you in a safe environment to kind of process some of these things, right? A lot of women especially carry a lot of shame, a lot of guilt when it comes to those kind of things. So it definitely is a topic that can benefit from being addressed. I mean, it is something that should be addressed. It's not okay, and it should be okay to talk about it. Right?
And you know, in this is also what I realized, that I've carried it as a secret. It's not a secret, but it is a secret. Because of this guilt and shame, it is a secret. And because of when you speak of it, people are so horrified that they just back away. So it gets internalized, and you see it coming out in a lot of physical ways, eating disorders, hurting themselves, depression, whatever, but also in, interestingly enough, physical ways that, like, money is not flowing, or you try to do things and nothing is really working, because you're not all in your power. You don't have 100% of yourself to move forward in life. You just have this tiny little bit, because the rest is busy keeping a secret, as it were.
Because there's this whole topic that then comes of being deserving.
Yes.
And if you do not, we always talk that our beliefs are self-fulfilling prophecies, right? If you feel that you are not deserving, then everything is going to be put in motion in terms of self-sabotage, in terms of missed opportunities, and so on, to make that true. To reinforce again and again and again that you're not deserving. You align with the wrong people. So getting these fundamental clicks in your head that no, it has nothing to do with that. You're fundamentally deserving. So right, to yes. realize things like that. It takes work, but it can be so incredibly empowering for the rest of your life, and truly long-term, truly fundamentally, that it's definitely worth exploring. And but I kind of realize where you're coming from. So a point that you touched on earlier, that you're understood correctly, that you do not become this poster child for child abuse, but you become the poster child for surviving child abuse and overcoming the limitations that all of that brings, and a sign of hope and overcoming and moving forward, instead of the actual event or tragedy or situation itself. So that takes a lot of courage. I can imagine that can, cause, at least initially, as you learn the right verbiage, the right positioning, the right way of talking about it, the right language across it, that can cause a lot of uncertainty and fear.
That it's also, it feels a bit like I flipped it, from, as we said, being the poster girl for the abuse, or being the poster girl for the release, because I call it having your power stolen, because that's exactly what happens. That is really on the point what happens. Your power is stolen and you have to take it back, and that is this. I'm not the poster girl for the power that was stolen. I'm the poster girl for taking back that power. And that's a game changer, of course, because then I can feel so excited about this, and I can feel like, wow, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I've got all these phrases and words and ideas swimming around in my head, and I can't wait to go out there and sort of just take all of these women in my arms and say, yeah, girls, we're going to do this, ladies, we're going to be so funky, That's the feeling I have now. My back is a lot better.
Very good. Yeah. So that was. I thank you a lot for this great case study. Now, in how something that we're contemplating can be imbued with a lot of uncertainty and fear. I would suggest that maybe we break for a second session, and maybe we can talk about uncertainty and fear, maybe in the general sense of living in a VUCA world, and maybe even the situation with Corona. What do you think?
That's a great idea.
So we're going to break here. See you in the next video. Take care.
Mwah.